What's going on, everybody? Neater17 here, and today we got an interesting topic of discussion. We're going to talk about where the hell Pokemon is when it comes to E3. Had a whole presentation today. They were virtually absent. They're not at the Treehouse. We got to figure out what's going on with Pokemon because we kind of need some information. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so today Pokemon, for the first time since 2013, was not at E3. Why? I don't know. I got a few different theories, honestly. Even if they were at E3, I don't think there's any of us that were sitting there thinking like, oh man, we're going to get this mind-blowing presentation. It's going to be this, that, and a third. Even when Pokemon has been there, it's usually for like, oh, you know, a mystery gift is coming, and then like whatever game it is they're showing, and then you'll get like a release date and like, oh, pre-order now, and you get like a poster, or, you know, whatever the case is. So even if Pokemon was at E3 today, I don't think it would have made too much of a difference. But where the game changer is Treehouse. Now, for me personally, if I am at the Pokemon company and they're asking me, how can we promote these games, specifically Legend of Arceus, in a way that fans can really get an idea of what it is that we're trying to do? Well, the Treehouse would have been the best place to do that. Funny enough, I think ORAS, guys correct me if I'm wrong, I think ORAS and Sword and Shield, I know for a fact, obviously, was at the Treehouse event. Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, I believe, which was Sun and Moon. I know Sun and Moon were too. But you know, mainline games, we kind of already know how they play. So Sword and Shield, I guess you could kind of make a little bit of an example of, or use as like a unique main series Pokemon game. But Legend of Arceus is it. That is the definition of game changing in the series. There's so many things we don't know. Hell, we really don't know anything at all, period. All we know is there's a male and a female character. It's pre-Sinnoh, and it's based in Japan, or like Japanese style kimonos and stuff. So I'm like, I don't know, dude. Like, we don't know anything. The Treehouse would have been the best place to do this, and I don't know why they didn't. I'm really like confused by that. The first theory I have, before I get into what's on the screen right now, the first theory, very simple to me, is because they're marketing BDSP and Legend of Arceus together and not as separate games. With Legend of Arceus releasing in January of 2022, they want to put out a piece of news or information that's closer to the Legend of Arceus release date to leave some meat on the bone for when they actually do decide to market it. Now, the problem with that is BDSP launches in November. So if you wait too long, like July, August, which they can do and have done before, then you don't leave a whole lot for us to like see. Now, that could be a good thing, because if you look back at Sword and Shield, a brand new generation, there was a lot of stuff that we didn't know about. I went actually really blind into that game, and I was like, well, this is cool, this is cool, this is cool. So there's a possibility Game Freak dialing back the marketing, and we're only going to see kind of like the main stuff, and that's it until release. If you look over the last two games that Pokemon's put out, the marketing is dialed back significantly. It's not like Sun and Moon where it was like every 2 weeks we were getting trailers. So that could be it. You know, there's a lot of different theories out there. There was one I saw earlier on Twitter today about how, because of the whole Bring Back National Dex thing that happened at the Treehouse event, they got dislike bombed to hell and back, and that's why they weren't at E3. Pokemon is their number one IP, their number one moneymaker. If they want them there, they will be there. And if they find it worthy and it makes sense from a business perspective, they will be there. And in my opinion, it definitely made sense from a business perspective. Could you imagine like having Masuda and Omori sitting down with like the tech guys there playing the game, playing Legend of Arceus, and showing us what that game is going to be like, what that could have done for the game? Just a huge missed opportunity. Could Game Freak do something like that themselves? Maybe, but I highly doubt it. So it kind of worries me a little bit that they didn't want us to see gameplay, like hands-on gameplay of it. So I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, so what I got up here on the screen right now is, hold on, I like to make sure that I'm recording. I am. What I got here up on the screen right now is this dude, Brushy, Practical Brushy. He's been all over Reddit, pre-E3, posting stuff that may or may not be in the Direct. Well, he posted a giant list of things. I don't have that up on my screen, but I do have the Pokemon stuff. And he nailed damn near the entire E3 presentation across the board for all the different developers. It's pretty wild. Go check it out, Google it, find it on Reddit if you're on Reddit. But what I got here is the Pokemon stuff. And the Pokemon stuff is hella interesting because, as you can see, 4 days ago, it was actually even a little bit before then. If I really get into this thread, it was really like a week ago, honestly. Someone up here in the parent comments had mentioned, damn, these are some nice leaks. Any news on Nintendo E3, since there's been a lot of rumors that Pokemon is going to be getting a presents before E3, but how likely is that now since E3 is so close? Great question. Practical Brushy said, I'd be surprised if they make it before E3. My bet is like a week after. Now, that makes a lot of sense. That's not even really like leak material, but this guy's got significant background. Like, this dude is no joke. Like, he is the ninja. Like, there's Nintendo ninjas, he is the ninja. Like, that's how connected this person is. And I want to make a strong distinction right now. This isn't some Central Pokemon, Central Leaks bullshit. Okay? This dude legitimately leaks information that is correct ahead of time, gives names of what the information actually is, not a bunch of vague bullshit ass statements, and it's awesome. So this dude, I wouldn't have him in my video if he wasn't legit. Okay, I've done rumor videos in the past, regrettably, but this is 100% legit. Okay, but anyways, yeah, it wouldn't. The common person can sit down and think, yeah, that makes sense. Maybe they just do something after E3 and call it a day, right? But again, you really don't like help your case if you're the Pokemon company. Joe Merrick took to Twitter and he said, wow, seems that broke the combo of main series Pokemon being at E3 every year. There's a main series Pokemon game announced already from the past decade. 2013, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19. 2015 is missing because there wasn't anything there that year. All had it. Curious, I wonder what the situation is. Now, what this has led people to do... Oh, I got my DMs open. What this has led people to do is basically destroy Game Freak. And this is why it's a problem, because people are saying, oh, the games are... there's a huge development problem. The games aren't ready. They're going to get delayed. The games are a shitstorm. Pikachu should just die. Like this whole thing. And Game Freak leaves themselves prone to this stuff when they don't promote their product. Now, granted, people are going to say things regardless, but if you show the game and you're upfront about it and say, hey, here's what we're working on, it gives people an idea of like, hey, there's serious momentum behind this. We feel confident, or we don't feel confident. Here's why. And you can kind of get that player feedback now. We all know the Pokemon fan base is not opt to give in great feedback without, crying and whining and tweeting Masuda disgusting things and all sorts of stupid crap like that. However, there is obviously criticism warranted on every game, and Masuda is not exempt from that. Just, articulate your tweets to the point where it's not verbal assault and like verbal harassment. Okay. Joe Mayer continues, since I've seen some people say that they're probably in development hell or getting delayed or even canceled. No, we got the release dates literally 3 weeks ago. The E3 Direct contents would like to have been set in stone then too. Probably just get it separately. That's the obvious solution. And he's right. We just got the release dates. If the games were in development hell, we wouldn't have gotten release dates. Common sense. Could the games get delayed? No. I'm going to say no. It's not even what the last time a Pokemon game was delayed was Diamond and Pearl back in, may have been Black and White. I don't think Diamond and Pearl was delayed like a year or something initially. And the game kind of still turned out doo-doo from a gameplay perspective because it moves so slow, and Platinum really fixed that. Still great games. It's still my favorite generation, but yeah, that was the last time I believe a Pokemon game was delayed via an announcement and we knew about it. We can assume till the cows come home, oh yeah, X game was delayed. But if we don't have any concrete proof of that, then it's just us assuming, oh yeah, that game was delayed and blah, blah, blah. You see that a bunch in the Pokemon community with really no backing, right? So this is ironclad, like common sense logic. It 100% makes sense. Now, when will we get Pokemon news? For me, I think next week is extremely likely. Woo, turn my TV back on. It's raining outside, so the extra lighting is actually nice. Next week is extremely likely, actually, and I wouldn't be surprised if they do something a little different. Maybe it's not a presents. Maybe it's like a press conference. They've done that in the past, but I don't see them doing any type of gameplay stuff. They could do an extensive trailer to show us the gameplay, right? This doesn't need to be a hands-on thing. I just think the Treehouse would have been perfect for it, but I digress. So I think that's the likely scenario. I think, honestly though, if I'm giving a unbiased, objective opinion on when I think we'll get Pokemon news, I honestly think it'll be like first week of July, mid-July. Like I said, to kind of correlate Legend of Arceus release date with BDSP's and make them kind of in the same realm and closer to that release date for Legend of Arceus. I know it's only a month, but a month makes sense to businesses and why they do these things. So I think that's an extremely high possibility, and that's what I would set my expectations toward. Now, Game Freak has notoriously done presents or directs or whatever you want to call them a week before and a week after. They've done that before too. So again, if you want to look at data, next week is extremely likely just based on previous events. But again, things have changed so much really since Let's Go in terms of how Pokemon does their announcements. First it was, hey, let's do 2 press conferences in 2018 and 2019. Now let's do not a Pokemon Direct, let's do Pokemon Presents. Oh, now let's do DLC. Remember last year we got the DLC announcement and we didn't even expect a Direct? We're just like, what the hell is this? So they caught us off guard. So Game Freak can do really whatever it is they want to do, and Nintendo probably just say, we're not having another shitstorm like what happened with the Treehouse. Y'all do your thing. You want to market these games, you do it better than anybody else. Go ahead and do it, because honestly, Pokemon being in that Direct wouldn't have done shit. Keep it 100. Like, it wouldn't have swayed anyone's mind. There wouldn't have been a focus on it. And Pokemon, especially with Legends of Arceus, is a game that you need to focus on. Right? So that's why I believe Pokemon was not at E3, and I think we're going to be getting an announcement soon. So I would just get your patience. Make sure you guys tamper expectations for when we do see something. I'm preaching to the choir here, but honestly, like, even Legend of Arceus, I wouldn't expect to see too much. BDSP, I think we'll get ORAS equivalent type trailers where we'll see like whatever the new feature is for the legendary Pokemon, because there will be one, and that type of thing. Real quick, before I sign off, I did post this the other night. I thought it was interesting. Where's my picture? This picture right here. So the interesting thing real quick, I think, is what we'll see in our first trailer for BDSP and what it's in regards to. So this is the statue that's shown in the trailer. Obviously you can see Palkia's back legs, Dialga's fronts, the shoulders here on Dialga's body with the tail. So it's like almost like a fusion thing. Now I know many of you told me, hey, this is in relation to the manga, which is right here. In the manga, they basically said, this is what we think we saw. Palkia and Dialga was just mixed the two. It's kind of like an interpretation type thing. And I think that's really cool that you guys posted that and showed me that, because I don't keep up with the manga. But is this idea a foregone thing? Absolutely not. They could do a fusion and shout out to the manga and say, hey, this is actually really cool. Why don't we just do this? Fusion wouldn't make sense with Gen 4 and its lore. But at the same time, I think if there is something here with Dialga and Palkia, not saying there is, but if there is, I think in our first trailer we'll get something in relation to whatever's going on with these folks right here. All right, so that's kind of my little prediction, but I have no prediction for Legend of Arceus because I don't know shit about it, and I don't know what to expect or what to think about the game, honestly. So we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, that's really it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Why didn't we see Pokemon at E3, and when will we see Pokemon content be marketed anytime soon? When will that happen? All right. I greatly appreciate you guys watching. It feels good to be uploading again. I'm super pumped. If you guys like the video, make sure you subscribe, hit that thumbs up button. If you didn't like the video, dislike it, let me know what I can do better, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.